Coming up on 21st Century. Myanmar's youth determined to build democracy. Juan Mendes, the campaign to end torture. And from Geneva, Pianists for Peace.
If there is no educated person, don't hope for the democracy.
Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, is emerging from decades of military dictatorship. But can it achieve real democracy?
My hope for my country is that to have access to better education system, which can lead to the better way of democracy.
Myanmar's youth are determined to make that transition by promoting free debate and critical thinking.
Everyone, no matter you are a man, no matter you are a woman, all of us are connected to politics, and you all need to be interested in politics. My name is Aung Yun Du, and I'm in my 20s. I'm from Kachin State, which is happening the civil wars between the KIA, ethnicity group, and government. That civil wars was started when I was the grade 7 student. Thousands of people, they have to move their home, and also some of the houses, they were burned. One of my brother was shot in that battle. So, and then only me, I moved to Mandalay, and I continue my secondary education.
Originally known as Burma, Myanmar in Southeast Asia is emerging from decades of military rule. Its people are looking for greater freedom under a new democratic system. During the military dictatorship, open discussion was discouraged under a tightly controlled political regime. This impacted heavily on the country's education system and academic institutions. This is a story about three young people, Aung, Kinchit and Miat, who became friends at Phang Dao U monastic school. The school, which is managed by monks, uses a teaching methodology based on critical thinking and free expression. This is what drew Aung's mother, who placed him here when his own school in Kachin State was shut down in the midst of civil strife. Government-run schools don't allow this approach and still largely rely on rote learning.
I hate that system. I learn all the subjects by memorizing lessons.
24-year-old Kinchit Win works as a librarian and is a debate activist at the school, which is located in Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city.
This is not the way that we have to learn the education. This is absolutely wrong way.
Now life is different for the trio. Along with the Burmese people, they've witnessed significant change since the 2010 elections. Thousands of political prisoners were released, including Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi. She'd been confined to 20 years house arrest because of her efforts to bring full democracy to the country. Her vision is shared by Kinchit.
My hope for my country is that to have a good education system, to have access to better education system, which can lead to the better way of democracy.
These young people believe that the path to a full democracy is through a system of free debate and critical thinking. They want people to acquire public speaking skills and to be able to stand up for their rights without fear of repression. Kinchit's experience as a debate activist motivated her to create an opportunity for young people to strengthen their communication skills. She introduced a project called Debate Education for Democracy into the school's curriculum. She and her friend Miat have been inspired by international examples. They took part in a debate tournament held in neighbouring Thailand.
My teams got the second prize. Personally, what I learned from Thailand, as a Myanmar people, so we had been closed by the government. So we don't have a lot of knowledge with the politics or other things. In Thailand, so they are very open. And also the education system is much better than in here. And also the government also have to provide good education or good governance system. So if we can combine that one, that is really very good for the country.
Now, both Miet and Ang have a chance to serve as judges at the first public debate forum organised by Kinshit, which was held in Mandalay in August 2015. The project and the forum, which aim to strengthen debating skills in Myanmar, have been made possible through funding from UNDEF, the United Nations Democracy Fund.
I'm a speaker from mathematics, and we stand for formal education is the best way to be happy in life.
Our idea cannot be the same, so that formal education, it is also not the best way. Then we can find happiness everywhere.
Of course, we can get short happiness by different ways. We need education certificate to get well-paid job.
Our opponent team, they have told that they just mention their arguments, and then they do not tell much about happiness.
Nowadays, Myanmar youth wants to get scholarship. Why? They want to get formal education from higher education, developed countries, right? What for it is? To get well-paid job, to get happiness in their life.
Not all of the people in the world can access to formal education. Can we say that these people cannot have the happiness in their life? No.
Everybody, big applause for the debaters!
Over 100 young people from 4 regions in Upper Myanmar competed for the top prize. Miat draws on her past experience of judging tournaments.
So what I'm doing here is judging the affirmative team. So they have like 3 arguments and they have the clear information to give. They can convince to me.
My name is So. I'm from Kachin State. We think that we did great well. It is a situation now, and I think that actually both sides are really excellent. So now we are waiting the results of the judges.
My name is Southern Hai. I came from Mo State. Yeah, I'm negative side to make a debate. And this is my two side just a little weak.
After several rounds, the team from Kachin State wins the contest as the best and most effective youth debaters in Myanmar. Miet believes this is a vital skill which will help them face challenges in life, allowing them to think of the negative and positive sides of any argument and to choose wisely for themselves. In November 2015, most of these young debaters used their newly acquired knowledge to cast their ballots in Myanmar's first national election since President Thein Sen's government took over in 2011. After tallying votes, Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy party won a landslide victory. But under the new constitution passed in 2008, she's barred from taking up the presidency.
If we cannot change constitution, that will not be, we cannot see changing very much. But if we are changing constitution, so if the situation...
For Myanmar's young debaters, there's now a chance to use their skills to build a true democracy.
U Thant, who is the UN secretary from our country, so he said that, so if you are going to get the democracy, every person, single person, have to educate it. If there is no educated person, don't hope for the democracy.
I will try my best to continue my work and to change the education system and to create opportunities for youth.
So I believe that in democracy, everyone, no matter you are a man, no matter you are a woman, all of us are connected to politics, and you all need to be interested in politics, and politics is life. as well as life in politics.
Aung says his mother is very proud of his accomplishments and has never regretted the sacrifice she made by moving to Mandalay. His goal is to share his knowledge and experience with the next generation who will help build a better Myanmar.
Me ponían una mesa, atado de pies y manos, pero estirado, siempre con los ojos vendados, y me aplicaban la picana eléctrica.
Argentina in the 1970s. Under the military dictatorship, torture was widespread.
Era que detenían a las personas, pero no las llevaban nunca a ninguna cárcel, las llevaban a campos de concentración. Y luego de torturarlas salvajemente, las mataban.
A courageous lawyer escaped with his life. Today he campaigns to end torture worldwide.
Uno de los aspectos más difíciles de mi trabajo, tengo la sensación de que se ha perdido la sensación de condena universal a la tortura. La cultura nos hace creer que a veces la tortura es necesaria, sí que es sucia, pero que alguien tiene que hacerlo. En la realidad no hay nunca un escenario de una bomba a punto de estallar. Como había cada vez más detenciones y más presos políticos que defender, más casos de tortura que denunciar, esas responsabilidades fueron cayendo cada vez más en un grupo de abogados más jóvenes, como yo. Y lo que más hacíamos era tratar de que la detención clandestina de ellos fuera lo más corta posible, para que no los torturaran tanto. Sabíamos que la situación se estaba poniendo cada vez más tensa. Lo que no creíamos era que nos iba a pasar a nosotros. Retrospectivamente ahora podemos ver que no estábamos a salvo, que estábamos caminando al borde de un precipicio. Cada vez que me bajaban a un lugar, que evidentemente era un lugar clandestino, una comisaría, pero que yo no sé dónde era, ahí empezaban las sesiones de tortura. Me ponían una mesa, atado de pies y manos, pero estirado, siempre con los ojos vendados, y me aplicaban la picana eléctrica, pero que no es lo mismo que lo que se usa para el ganado, porque la picana que se usa para el ganado tiene un voltaje pequeño. Esto, en cambio, es un instrumento de tortura, que le pueden regular el voltaje incluso. A uno lo desnudan y le aplican ese instrumento cada vez más violentamente en todas partes del cuerpo. El mayor temor era que volvieran a torturarme. Si no me volvieran a torturar, yo sabía que iba a sobrevivir y también sabía que iba a poder llegar a un juez y explicar la situación de manera que se pudiera probar que no había razones para mantenerme preso. Y además, en la calle, digamos, fuera de las cárceles, ya tenían el plan de desaparición forzada de personas. Era que detenían a las personas, pero no las llevaban nunca a ninguna cárcel, las llevaban a campos de concentración. Y luego de torturarlas salvajemente, las mataban. Eso es como la tortura ocurre en la realidad. No hay nunca un escenario de una bomba a punto de estallar. La tortura ocurre contra un número muy grande de personas. Lo que quieren es castigar. Ya en el año 77 vine a Estados Unidos, pude reencontrar con mi familia, empezar a vivir de nuevo, a tratar de ver cómo rehacíamos nuestra vida, pero también permanentemente pensando cómo ayudaba a los que habían quedado detrás en la Argentina. Las posibilidades que tiene Naciones Unidas para los que han agotado cualquier posibilidad de defender sus derechos en el ámbito interno son para buena parte del mundo, yo diría a veces para más de 2/3 de la población del mundo, la única posibilidad de tener justicia. De hecho, cuando visitamos un país, la atención de los medios es enorme y energiza a la sociedad civil y a las organizaciones de víctimas, a los familiares y a los presos mismos. Los pone a todos en una posibilidad de mejorar la situación. For torture, I think this is one of those areas where the convention leaves a lot of room for effective implementation. The states are also obliged to investigate, prosecute and punish those who may be responsible. Y no se habían investigado bien. Nunca pude saber hasta qué punto sigo todavía hoy afectado por las sesiones de tortura. Lo que sí creo que me ha ayudado mucho el hecho de poder contarlo y de contarlo en contextos en los que creo que ayuda a otros a entender qué es la tortura y ayuda a gente de buena voluntad de todo el mundo a entender por qué es muy importante combatirla.
We have 5 pianists from 5 different countries.
When I bring Israeli and Palestine, Russian and Ukrainian, I want to say that our countries has difficult time, but it is not forever.
Pianists for Peace, performing for the United Nations 70th anniversary.
Any conflict, any war means that there is some problem in this society. And I think that art, and especially music, cures souls, cures the society. So playing this music and sharing this music with people is to, through that, make peace.
Music is one of the very few things in the world which doesn't have language. Totally understandable for every nation, for every age. It is really the language of heart, going directly from one heart to the other one. My name is Alexander Gindian. I'm the pianist, the honored artist of Russia.
In my personal opinion, any conflict, any war means that there is some problem in this society. And I think that art, and especially music, cures souls, cures the society. My name is Stanislav Kristenko and I'm originally from Ukraine. I was born in Ukraine. In my opinion, one of the reasons that many countries have problems these days is that they don't get enough events that have art and that people can really get positive emotions, get really great feeling from. We have 5 pianists from 5 different countries. We have our artistic director, a wonderful pianist from Russia, Alexander Gindian, Francois Xavier Poizat from Switzerland. We also have a piano duo from Israel and Palestine, Yaron Kohlberg and Bishara Haroni, and myself representing Ukraine.
When I bring Israeli and Palestine, Russian and Ukrainian, I want to say that our countries has difficult time, but it is not forever. That's why the message is that our countries are not in the best relations for this moment. First of all, it doesn't affect the people of art or any human beings. The other part of the message, that thanks to the fact that we are musicians, we can bring it to stage.
I hope that this concert that we are going to present here in Geneva is going to bring that joy and that positive feeling for the people.
Good evening, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. It's an honor and a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the concert Pianists for Peace. A special thanks, of course, goes to the 5 pianists who are placing their talents this evening at the service of peace.
It's all music about love, about positive energy, about joy. We really believe that music is something that brings joy to people, and this is something that makes people do nice things to others, and is something that brings people together.
The friendship of musicians is a very special thing and very important to each one. That's why I'm very happy here to play with Stanislav. He's my great friend and my very admired colleague, wonderful pianist.
We never had problems getting together, playing music. Why then people cannot find a way to communicate without fights, without wars? So playing this music and sharing this music with people is to enjoy this wonderful art that comes from different countries, from different cultures, and through that make peace.
If I would be a writer, I would write poems, poetry, literature. I'm a musician and I do what I can do.
Coming up on a future episode of 21st Century.
My name is Tom Hoffman, and I am 70 years old. I was born on May 8, 1944, in Budapest, Hungary. A few months earlier, the Germans had entered to complete the final solution, which was the extermination of all Jews. We had entered the Budapest ghetto, but my mother knew that we couldn't stay there. So we were hidden in a Christian family. Sometimes people wonder why I am so committed to undoing injustices. I became a lawyer because I wanted to help others as I was helped.